Rev up your engines! Well, what do we have today? The last of the V6 Camrys. The 2024 Camry XSE. They're all 4-cylinder hybrids now, the Camrys. I did a video on that the other day. They're nice cars, but you can't beat a Toyota V6. So who knows? These might end up like the FJ Cruisers. They stopped making them, and their prices have gone astronomical over time because people like them. Now, as you take a little walk around, you can see it's a beautiful car. The combination of black and white sets it off. My wife even said she's not a fan of white cars, but she loves these because of the black and white trim. Now we're going to go through the whole car, but we're going to start under the hood. And as we know, it's got a V6 engine under here, but not just any V6. This is the Toyota Dynamic Force V6. It's a very sophisticated engine system. Now, of course, we have to take the beauty cover off. We want to see what's actually going on. So, away it goes. It has a dual fuel system. It has GDI injectors and port injectors, but it's normally aspirated. Got plenty of horsepower. You don't need to throw a turbocharger on this, but that means much longer lifespan. No turbo, no supercharger. You don't have to worry about the engine wearing out. These things, the V6 Toyota engines, they got a lot of torque with their V6 configuration, but mainly they can run forever. I've seen them with 500,000-600,000 miles on them. Now, these Dynamic Force engines have a much higher heat efficiency, so they get power and they get good gas mileage. He got about 31 miles a gallon driving fast on the highway coming here. And the driving experience is what a serious driver wants. It's an 8-speed automatic transmission. It is not a CVT. And as I said, this is the last year. The same thing was true of the RAV4s. You could also get an automatic transmission with actual gears in it. Now, you had to get the eCVT if you got the hybrid because that's a completely different design. But now the only thing you get in the Camry is a 4-cylinder with an eCVT. This is one of the last real automatics with a big V6 engine you get, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if they increase in value over time because of that. Serious drivers that want a car that they can drive around and have fun with, they're going to realize can't get the V6 anymore. You're not being able to get this nice automatic transmission. You'll see when we road test it how smooth it is. They're unbelievably smooth. And they're not like, say, the 10-speed American automatics that are forever hunting for gears. Plus, they've got all kinds of setups. Eco, sport, you can run them whatever way you want. Now, this man bought it used with like 4,000 miles. And you might think, why? Well, the original owner got rid of it. He didn't like the ride because of the original all-round tires. After he bought this 200 miles later, he put on these Pirellis. Smart guy. Now he loves the way it handles. This is a warning for everybody out there. Most people, they don't even think about tires. Oh God, is air in the tires go down the road? Tires have so much to do with the rideability of a car. You're riding on air, and if the tires aren't set for how you want to go, it makes a big difference. Now, Pirelli tires aren't cheap, but they're really well-made tires. I just put some Pirellis on my Triumph motorcycle. The thing rode 200% better. It really does make a difference. And if you're kind of looking around, the really good tire stores, they'll say, try out the tires. If you don't like them, try out another tires. And the really good ones, they will let you try the tires out. And you will find, if you do a little research like he did, you put on tires that for the ride you want, it's going to make a big difference. I'll give you a perfect example. These are Kumo tires, my daughter-in-law's van. The old tires rode rough, were noisy, super quiet, no shaking. Tires do make a difference. So the original owner, it's his loss, he went and got a Honda. Well, instead of changing cars, all he needed to do was change the tire. And you get good tires, it is going to make a difference in how your car rides. And you would be surprised with the Kumo tires. I've gotten extremely aggressive ones for pickup trucks, and I thought, okay, usually these aggressive tires are really noisy. I don't know what those guys at Kumo did, but they didn't make any noise at all. I was totally shocked when I drove around. I'm like, these guys know what they're doing, right? So do a little tire research if you're thinking your car doesn't ride right, and you're going to find they make a whopping difference. Now let's take a look inside. Nice interior. The seats are ultra comfortable. Nicely set up dash. We'll start it up so you can see all the bells and whistles going on. The only thing I really have against it is I still think the screen is an obstruction. It doesn't flow with the car. Now, the brand new Camry did. When I shot that 2025 hybrid, it was more integrated. So they have integrated in the way they should have. I just think it kind of sticks out. And as you can see here, you got eco, you got normal, you got sport. It does have electric parking brakes, and you can hold the brakes too. And it also has heated and air conditioned both front seats. And if you're in the sunroof, it has a whopping big sunroof. It's sunny and hot. I'm not opening it. I don't want to get any hotter. Got everything you expect. Automatic headlights. You can turn the traction control off. You can get different views. As you can see, it's checking the surroundings. Pretty cool. Hey, push that. Get your poor driving relative to get one of these, and they can see all around the vehicle. Let's check something out. Watch this. Look, it even changes the shadow. We'll open the door again. All right, there's the door sticking out. That's a pretty cool feature. Now it's everything you expect in a Camry. Plenty of room. He's got a dog lives in the back and a big old trunk. This keeps going and going and going. It's got dual exhaust on it. So let's close the old door. Sounds nice and solid. Well, start her up. Put it in reverse. Got the nice reverse camera where you get the back and you see the sides. Hey, you see everything. Great camera setup. Wide angle and a top view. First thing you know, put it in drive. Smooth as can be. As we drive along, you can barely feel the transmission shift. Really well built ASIN transmission. Very nice handling. All around a nice, quiet cruising car. Now we'll put it in sport mode. We can see here, there it's in sport mode. Take it out on the old country road. People always complain that Camrys are boring. This isn't a particularly boring car at all. The V6 engine really makes a difference. Well, I'll give it a little gas. Nice pull. We're already doing 60. Nice cruising vehicle. And the nice torque combined with this transmission that's just as smooth as silk. You don't feel it upshifting or downshifting. And this thing, with these comfy seats, you can drive from here to California and back. You wouldn't be uncomfortable at all. Got a super comfy steering wheel. Able to turn. It's not some stupid yoke like in a Tesla. It feels like a normal car. Sure, it's got electronic power steering, but most cars have it these days, and they have Toyota pretty much has perfected it. You don't get over or under steer. It's just a really nice system. Now, I know a lot of people want SUVs. A lot of people say, oh, I want to get a RAV4. You know, a Camry's a car. Well, they're pretty much based on the same systems, frames, engines, trannies, and stuff. But if you like a nice ride, just road test one of these Camrys, then road test a RAV4, and you'll find out the Camry has a much smoother ride. I know everybody wants SUVs, but to appreciate a smooth ride, I would certainly buy a Camry before I'd buy a RAV4 on that alone. It's a very comfortable car. My wife likes being comfortable. Hey, it handles great. Sure, the RAV4s can run forever. Used to be the Camrys were the biggest selling cars for Toyota for like 20-something years in a row. They were the biggest seller in the United States. Now the RAV4's their biggest seller because everybody wants SUVs. But me, for a ride, I take a Camry. And here's some bonus questions and answers. JD Fusion says, Scotty, what would cause a blower motor to slightly speed up when you accelerate and slow down when releasing the pedal? All right, they're electric motors. Then you either have a weak battery or alternator. Because when you speed up, the alternator starts spinning a lot faster and it's putting out more electricity. Now, it's not necessarily the alternator. If you got a weak battery, when you speed it up, then the alternator's putting out enough power to compensate for the weak battery. Right? Have your battery load tested first, but I mean, while you're at it, it takes a minute to check the battery and it takes another minute to check the alternator with the machines we mechanics have these days. So you might as well have them both tested. But odds are your battery's going out, or you have a wiring problem where a wire's loose, ground wire, and then it strains it too much, so it needs extra power because when a wire gets loose, the resistance is higher and it takes more power for the electricity to go through. Martin Black says, Scotty, should I use thicker oil on my 250,000-mile Honda Accord? No, I would not, because Honda makes very good engines. They're well engineered. And if you put too heavy of an oil, when you start the car up, your overhead cams will run drier because it's too thick. It's better to have a thinner oil that pumps up fast and keeps it from having dry starts with bare metal on the top of the engine. So what if it burns a little bit of oil? add oil. On that engine, you do not want to put in thicker oil. Now, on the other hand, let's say you got a 65 Mustang V8 cast iron engine, right? Sure, if it's burning all that crazy, put thicker oil in it. It's cast iron heads, cast iron block, it can take it. The aluminum can't. So any engine's got aluminum parts, you don't want to put heavier oil because that aluminum wears too fast when it doesn't have oil on it. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.